Welcome to the Numerology and the Astrology for December 19th, 2020. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 17, and if you add the 1 and the 7 together, you get the number 8. Take a breath. Take another one. So much has cleared, and so much still needs to clear. But it begins, and we all feel it. The 8 is about breathing in and taking in that which is offered that aligns with our core values. They say that we are at choice, but more often than not, we are the victim of our own DNA and programming based on experiences and beliefs. And even with the voices trying to control us in our mind, all we need to do is actually take a breath, let it out, and consciously take another one. And that is the way to let the mind go. That is the way to wash away that which is no longer relevant or needed. The process of following the breath is important in learning self-control and allowing the mind to find stillness. So often in my life, I thought I understood stillness, but now, at this time in my life, I recognize the stress and strain that was always driving me forward. And while I would not change a thing, I appreciate this moment in my life more and more. I feel like I have finally created a life rather than a career, a mission, or a purpose. And I like it. So often we seek happiness in ways that prevent a soul from going deeper into the core of who they are and the center of our well-being. We do so much for others believing that this creates happiness, and while it does manifest a type of joy in sharing, there is a place of self-acceptance that depends on no one, no thing, no action, no outcome, and no feedback. A place where you feel great joy just being who you are in this tremendously imperfect moment. Enlightenment is not a state of being. Enlightenment is about fully embracing your being. Imperfect, awkward, lost, sad, passionate, childish, silly, creative, spontaneous, powerful, deceived, distorted, denied, and delirious. Enlightenment is when awareness embraces the distortion and the quirkiness of the human condition. Enlightenment is where acceptance allows peace to overwhelm the physical body so that it sees past this reality and into the co-creation that connects all things in love. Astrology today. On Saturday, Jupiter moves into Aquarius for the coming year. Yippee! Where were you in 2009? That is when Jupiter was last in Aquarius. It was after the economic downturn in 2008, and we had a government that was willing to hold up the people. This is a moment when we begin to step into higher ideals that are all a part of being a compassionate force on earth. Be open to new ways to live life. We cannot go back to a world that doesn't exist anymore. We will become increasingly frustrated if we do not embrace progressive programs that help all of humanity. Thank goodness we are moving into a time of tolerance and where fairness is valued. We are walking arm in arm together into a time of reform and a time when the value of freedom has never been more obvious. This moment is all about group goals and values that give humanitarian actions. We are restoring the soul of a nation. We are learning to embrace cooperation. In a few days, we are going to have the great conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, and that will be a good day. From that point on, we have to be consistent with our actions. No more speculation or opinion without action. Venus forms a trine to Chiron and now openness gives a much needed appreciation boost to our relationships. While families are always imperfect, we learn to love them anyway. While we try to build trust with others by seeing the potential within them and supporting that growth, we also know that each of us have quirks and idiosyncrasies that plague us. The sun aligns with Mercury in Sagittarius, and it helps us explore things with a great attitude and to share new and interesting ideas. All things spoken right now hold greater importance. There will have to be a major clearing of the air as things that have needed to be said are finally being said. Listen, feel into the heart of others, and remember to give hope After all, we do not know everything. The moon will move into Pisces in the morning, helping with empathy and concern for those that are going without this holiday season. My quote for today: enlightenment is not a state of being. Enlightenment is about fully embracing your being. Imperfect, awkward, lost, sad, passionate, childish, silly, creative, spontaneous, powerful, deceived, distorted, denied, and delirious. Enlightenment is when awareness embraces the distortion and quirkiness of the human condition. Enlightenment is where acceptance allows peace to overwhelm the physical body so that it sees past this reality and into the co-creation that connects all things in love. Okay, my blog today. So I had my interesting dinner, and so many things were great. The asparagus puree was awesome. The trumpet mushrooms with the cherry glaze, delicious. I'm not a fan of endive, even in salads. And I remember the Chinese doctors telling me that bitter is really good for my body and for my liver. Ugh. Still not my favorite, even when it is cooked with powdered sugar and orange juice. But that is clearly a personal preference. Overall, my husband liked it. I think I was less enthused, but this is why we try things. So, it is on to the next adventure in cooking. Hopefully, I will find a few techniques that will inspire something awesome. Okay, thanks everyone. Talk to you later.